And that wraps up Channel 7 News at 6 o'clock.
But coming up next, let's play ball. It looks like South Florida scores a big league team.
And it was supposed to be the ride of their lives, but they ended up losing their lives at an amusement park.
Another carnival ride runs out of control, trapping passengers.
And it's awake for the first time in 600 years, and boy, did it wake up grumpy.
And just another critter catting around, but it sent a wave of fear through an entire neighborhood.
Joan Lovett, Charles Molyneux with these stories and much more next on Channel 7 News at 6:30.
If life is but a stage, then you as a parent worry about your kid's performance, about the act he hasn't quite gotten together, the cast of characters he plays with. Some kids are like actors, trying out different roles in life. But when he starts doing scenes like this, it's not just the stage your kid is going through. Charter Hospital of Miami. Call us today. Call us now. 1-800-235-3230. We're helping kids while they're still kids.
The Corlick sisters and Bobby Bonilla on Denny's new Grand Slam menu.
There's that baseball star they named this great kebab slam after. Who? Kebab Bonilla.
The name's from the shrimp kebab.
Kebab's no shrimp.
I mean the 6 shrimp on the kebab that came with the chicken.
Kebab came with his wife.
I'm not talking about
Kebab Bonilla. Then stop repeating his name so the man can eat at Lenny's.
Denny's.
Denny's.
Try the Kebab Slam dinner, one of Denny's incredible, irresistible new Grand Slams. Suddenly, it's a whole new ballgame.
A dress shirt from one of America's leading makers at department stores. Now at Ross. The only difference is the price.
You're watching South Florida's news station, WSVN 7. This is Channel 7 News at 6:30.
2 amusement parks in 2 different states are 2 different scenes of terror. I'm Charles Molyneux in for Penny. What promised to be a joyride ended in death.
We begin in Ohio, where 3 people died at one amusement park. 2 men electrocuted, and a woman fell to her death from a ride. The park is Kings Island near Cincinnati. Police say one of the men got a deadly jolt when he reached into a pond. The other man ran over to help, and he also was shocked and killed. Officials are still trying to figure out how a live wire ended up in the water. And at almost the same time, a woman fell 60 feet out of a ride. A park spokesman says it was a high-flying space ride called Flight Commander.
A lady somehow was thrown from the ride. We don't know how that happened. There's 2 restraint devices inside the ride. One is a shoulder harness that holds you in. The other is a lap device that holds you in.
The Flight Commander ride was off limits today, but the deaths did not stop others from climbing aboard the dozens of other rides in that very same park. No deaths in Des Moines, but at least 4 injuries when a roller coaster chain snapped. 2 cars on the new Dragon ride at Adventureland Park were climbing to the top of the run when the chain pulling them suddenly snapped. 4 people were hurt. Most of the others just walked away. The jaws of life had to be brought in to free the chain that had become embedded in the cars. Tests are now being done to see why the chain broke.
Rescuers are searching for 2 people who may have drowned in an underwater cave. The couple was scuba diving with a friend in Missouri yesterday. They managed to squeeze through the mouth of the cave, but their friend couldn't get in. He waited for them to come out. They never did. The couple only had about 2 hours of air in their tanks. Investigators want to know what caused a deadly demolition accident in California. The roof on a condemned building collapsed and sent one worker plunging 25 feet to his death. 5 other workers were hurt.
More than 14,000 Americans have been evacuated from Clark Air Base in the Philippines tonight. Scientists are worried that a nearby volcano is ready to blow its top. Gases, ash, and lava started shooting out of Mount Pinatubo yesterday. This morning, a convoy of U.S. troops began pouring out of Clark, heading to the Subic Naval Base that's about 50 miles away. Some 15,000 Filipinos have evacuated, too. Now, the last time this thing erupted was more than 600 years ago. More people running from southern Japan's erupting volcano, this time in fear of deadly mudslides. Heavy rain has fallen ever since last week's eruption, and experts are afraid that volcanic debris on the mountainslide will start sliding downward. Nearly 10,000 people evacuated. 38 people were killed last week.
In India, the worst monsoon in 40 years has killed at least 94 people. Up to 25 inches of rain fell in Bombay yesterday. Some people were swept into sewers through manholes that were open to drain floodwaters. Others were killed when houses collapsed and power lines came crashing down. A railway worker is wanted for murder after a deadly train crash in Pakistan. 55 people were killed Saturday when a passenger express plowed into a freight train. The assistant station manager took off after the collision. He's accused of signaling the trains onto the same track. Just last year, a similar collision killed more than 300 people.
Strains of Take Me Out to the Ball Game are getting louder here in South Florida. We just got word that the Major League Expansion Committee is recommending that South Florida get one of two new expansion teams. Baseball backer Wayne Huizinga made the announcement at a news conference about an hour ago. Our own Tony Zarella spoke with Huizinga after the conference, and he says anything can still happen.
You have 26 businessmen in there voting, and I don't think anyone can take anything for granted at this stage of the game. They're all going to vote their own mind, and we'll have to see what happens.
Now, that vote could come as early as Wednesday when the owners have their annual meeting in California. Tonight, police say that mace may have played a role in the murders of two University of Florida students last week. Alan Davis is charged with strangling the two women to death. He says he went to their townhouse to clean the carpets. Police say Davis told him one of the victims sprayed him with mace. He says that's when he became enraged and killed both of them. Students around campus are saying tonight that just the fact that someone is under arrest makes them feel better. Still, though, lots of questions about the murders. Detectives say they found cans of mace at the murder scene, but they're not sure if any of it was used.
A couple of killers are on the loose in Dade County tonight. Police say two robbers shot and killed a man outside the Northwest Dade Ramada Inn. It happened on Northwest 168th Street and 12th Avenue this morning. The man tried to fight off the robbers, so they shot him several times. The victim was airlifted to Jackson Memorial Hospital but died shortly after he got there. Metro Dade police are investigating a bloody murder scene. A man was killed at the Cloverleaf Apartments on the 300 block of Northwest 177th Street. It happened just before 2 this afternoon. Police did lead one man away in handcuffs, but so far we have no word on whether he has actually been charged.
A precedent-setting case in Hallandale today. An AIDS-infected paramedic was awarded a full retirement pension by the city. 41-year-old John Gauthier is dying of AIDS, and he told the city pension board he has never had a homosexual relationship, does not use drugs, and has been faithful to his wife of 10 years. The only way he could have gotten the disease, he says, was through his work. Gauthier convinced 3 of the 5 board members that on-the-job exposure caused him to get AIDS. Now, the board's ruling ensures that Gauthier and his family will receive 75% of his full salary for the next 10 years. He says that will allow him to live the rest of his life in peace and to die with dignity.
Coming up next, how's this for a nightmare? A beekeeper's been stung more than 1,000 times by his swarm. Also tonight, tons of trash are littering New York City, but this time it's for a good reason. There's a new boss at Bruce's house. And how'd you like to clean this big cat's litter box?
You're watching Channel 7 News at 6:30 with Penny Daniels and Joan Lovett.
Channel 7 News, brought to you in part by Chase Manhattan Bank. Chase, profit from the experience.
For nearly 200 years, Chase Manhattan has understood the value of seeing people as individuals, which is why we're there for them 24 hours a day, and why our credit card customers get a say.
What makes Benihana Benihana?
I do.
He does.
I do.
You haven't seen any strangers about, have you?
A fugitive who's running for his life.
But if that guy dies, you'll hang.
A young schoolgirl who's chasing a dream.
I want to get out of this place.
Together, they formed a special bond.
If you want to be with me, you jump when I jump.
On the road to adventure, suspense, and danger. Starlight Hotel.
Starlight Hotel, Wednesday on the WSVN 7 movie at 8.
It was billed as the mother of all parades. Broadway's covered with confetti tonight. Yeah, the Big Apple welcomed home our fighting men and women big time. It looked like snow in New York City, but it was tons of ticker tape falling from the sky. An estimated 2 million people turned out to salute our soldiers. CNN's Skip Lozier has our report.
What a sight it was. Broadway, the Canyon of Heroes, filled with an estimated 2 million cheering people. They lined the streets, filled the balconies, and leaned out the windows. Imagine what each of the 12,000 men and women of Desert Storm must have felt as they marched along, past the adoring throngs, waving flags and yellow ribbons, being bombarded as they were by 12 million pounds of ticker tape and confetti.
I never thought something like this would happen to little old me.
They were led through New York by the same people who led them through the Persian Gulf War, General Schwarzkopf and Powell, and Defense Secretary Dick Cheney. But for many, the big moment came when they caught a glimpse of a relative marching past. This woman was there before dawn to make sure she saw her son.
And the tears will start rolling, you know, on the whole thing.
And her son, who flew 33 missions in the Gulf War, was excited.
And to be in a ticker tape parade for myself, I feel like it put me in his class.
Charles Lindbergh.
Yes.
The celebration along Broadway lasted 4.5 hours, and when it ended, the massive job of cleaning up all that ticker tape began. 8 New York City police officers were injured during scuffles with anti-war protesters. 20 of them were arrested. But for the most part, all New Yorkers did today was have fun and honor the men and women of Operation Desert Storm. In New York, Skip Loescher, Channel 7 News.
But not everyone is celebrating a Gulf War victory. Tonight, one of our Desert Storm heroes is speaking out against the war. Navy Lieutenant Jeffrey Zahn is a former POW, one of the prisoners Saddam Hussein paraded on Iraqi TV. Zahn told a Nevada newspaper he never wants to kill anyone again. He says the American people are only told what a victory the war was, but Zahn says, quote, they didn't see the Iraqi mothers get killed. A 66-year-old Tennessee man stung by 1,000 bees is doing okay tonight. The man's a beekeeper by hobby. During a diabetic seizure yesterday, he accidentally kicked one of his hives and the bees attacked, stung him from head to toe. He even swallowed some bees and was stung inside. One bee worked its way out of his body through his ear. Paramedics couldn't get past the bees to help him. He was finally rescued by firefighters wearing aluminum suits. Tonight, he's in fair condition.
Some Utah residents got quite a scare this morning when they woke up and found a cougar in their backyards. The mountain lion looked like he was taking a leisurely nap, but the frightened neighbors didn't see it that way. They called animal control officers, and they shot the cat with a tranquilizer gun. He literally bounced off the walls before he calmed down, but he finally did and was taken away without anyone getting hurt, not even the cat. A man is in serious condition after he got hit with his friend's golf club. It happened during their golf game in Ontario. Canadian authorities say a man smashed his club against a tree. He was mad over making a bad shot, but the club broke and a foot-long section of it went flying into his friend's head. The 39-year-old victim was rushed to the hospital where doctors removed the broken piece.
Coming up next, attention all men before stripping off your shirt. Listen to what the Supreme Court has to say.
Also tonight, a hard rocker is heading for his honeymoon.
And a cop trades in his cruiser for a jet ski. We'll tell you why when we come back.
On the next Golden Girls, an older man falls for Blanche's charms.
He's dipped his toes in the lake known as Blanche.
But the waters get rough when she finds him with another woman.
What is it? Is she younger, more attractive, more desirable? We got 2 out of 3, Blanche.
And jealousy turns to rage.
How could he possibly confuse this young, nubile body with that raisin in sneakers?
All's fair in love and war on the next Golden Girls.
Tonight at 7 on WSVN 7.
One of the things that stands out in my memory is a woman who lost about 80 pounds. And I can remember her daughter coming in and, you know, with tears rolling down her face, said to me, "Thank you so much for giving me such a beautiful mother." I get emotional when I think about it.
Lose all you want with our summer special. Just a $79 service fee. Call 1-800-76-JENNY.
The Sitter, tonight on the WSVN 7 movie at 8.
The next time you leave something behind at an Amoco station, make it something we can use. Your old motor oil. Tuscany. Tuscany.
watch together with a 3.4-ounce spray cologne. Now at Burdines.
Tonight, stay up for LA Law's Susan Rutan, Melissa Manchester, and Chicago Bulls' Scottie Pippen on the next Arsenio Hall Show.
Tonight at 11 on WSVN 7. On June 15th, grab your fishing pole and head for the water. WSVN 7 and these sponsors invite you to sign up for the Crime Stoppers Fishing Tournament. For more information, call 493-TIPS.
Live from the Channel 7 Weather Center, Bob Soper.
We still have some showers over South Florida, especially over Dade County. Now, some of what you're seeing there, some of that green is false return because of the earlier, heavier rainfall that we had. But there are still some showers over Dade County, stretching across Collier County and over into the Gulf of Mexico, down around the 7 Mile Bridge and just south of Key West and out into the Florida Straits. Widely scattered stuff, even a couple of thunderstorms way out there and up around and over the Bimini's out to the Berry Islands. Everything is moving southwest at about 15 miles per hour. So what we're going to see now is a lessening of our chances of rain. It's already settling down. It's much nicer now than it was earlier. So for tonight, where our best chance of rain returning will be along the coast in the early morning hours, about 71 to 72 inland, 76 to 77 degrees from the beaches to the Keys. During the day tomorrow, showers around, but not as many as we had today, I don't think. Best chance of thunderstorms will be over the western half of the lower peninsula, closer to 90 inland, about 86 on the beaches, around 87 in Key West. For boaters, winds are going to be east at 15 knots all around. Seas about 3 to 5 feet, about 2 to 3 feet inside the reef in the Keys. Bay waters, moderate chop all around as well. Now, if you're looking ahead to the rest of the week, it doesn't look like it'll be much change. We've finally hit semi-dry weather. There will still be some thunderstorms around, but mainly in the afternoon, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Temperatures in the morning in the 70s, in the upper 80s in the afternoon. Joan and Charles?
All right, Bob, thanks. McDonald's is beefing up business overseas. The company announced plans today to open 2 restaurants in Belfast, Northern Ireland, the first in October, and then others would follow in the next few years. Maybe a McCorned beef and cabbage will hit the menu. Charles?
Low prices for real estate are sparking high expectations on Wall Street. Channel 7 business editor Consuelo Mack has more in tonight's Wall Street Journal report.
Wall Street is turning bullish on real estate. 2 investment giants, Merrill Lynch and Morgan Stanley, have each started real estate funds to take advantage of current low prices in commercial properties. It's the first time in over a year that Wall Street firms have been able to attract cash for real estate investments. Now, neither group expects a quick turnaround in the current property slump. Both say that's 1 or 2 years away. But they're optimistic enough to bet a total of $1.3 billion on it. Well, if you own a home, financial experts say this is a good time to consider getting a home equity loan or line of credit. Home equity loans are cheaper than they've been in a long time, but not if you don't know how to shop for one. Experts caution beware of added fees, make sure there's a cap on the interest rate you pay, and if you're within 2 years of retirement, you might want to consider opening a home equity line of credit now because they're hard to get once you've stopped working. Well, on Wall Street, fears that interest rates are headed up brought stocks down. The Dow lost less than 2 points in slow trading. A heavily armed force disrupted today's auction of U.S. Treasury bills. The invasion consisted of troops marching in today's huge ticker tape parade. The celebration wreaked havoc for investment firms, which have to physically deliver their bids to the Federal Reserve Bank, located just off the parade route. So streetwise messengers ran through subway tunnels to beat the 1 o'clock deadline. For the Wall Street Journal, I'm Consuelo Mack.
Some say love is better the second time around. Just ask singer Bruce Springsteen. The rock star made his second trip to the altar over the weekend. He tied the knot with longtime girlfriend Patti Scialfa at their Beverly Hills mansion. Unfortunately, it was such a private ceremony that we don't have any pictures of it to show you. The only guests were friends and family.
The battle over burying your bust is over. Today, the U.S. Supreme Court upheld a Long Island ordinance that bans anyone, men or women, from appearing in public without a shirt. Some South Florida men trying to break a world record jet skied all the way from Florida to the Bahamas. They left Boynton Beach yesterday, but the trip was a little bit tougher than they thought it would be. The skiers fought waves and rain for the entire 73-mile trip. But 6.5 hours later, they arrived safe and sound in the Bahamas. The guys got their world record, and they also raised $6 grand for abused kids.
That would be a lot of work.
A lot of stamina.
Coming up next, it looks like a grand slam for pro baseball in Miami.
Also tonight, the Lakers teeter on the edge of elimination. Jim Berry with all the night's sports.
Plus, another of life's many ups and downs. Don't go away.
Checkpoint 4, all clear.
South perimeter secure.
In the war on pests, killing the enemy's not enough. You've got to keep new pests from entering.
Entrance 3, undisturbed.
Orkin's perimeter defense system.
All borders secure.
It's the no-cost addition to Orkin's arsenal. An outside barrier that actually stops pests before they get in. Orkin's perimeter defense system. So effective, it borders on genius.
Socked with dirty whites?
Don't reach for the bleach, put it back on the shelf. This detergent wipes all by itself. Power bleach wiping in just one box. It works so hard they call it the
New Ultra Oxidol doesn't need a separate bleach. It has a new, more powerful bleaching system that gets socks this dirty brilliantly white. And the Ox loves colors.
Don't reach for the bleach, grab a box of the Ox.
Detergent that whitens without separate bleach.
Well, Daredevil Purcell is going to show us how fast she can use the real Yellow Pages to find, great seafood.
This is too easy.
Whoops! Somebody opened the gate to the Shark Tank! Fred! And look, I've cut myself. Will Sarah find seafood or become seafood?
I found it!
Great.
Oops, nothing saves you time like the real Yellow Pages. It's here or nowhere.
I was worried that I needed surgery for my hemorrhoids, but my doctor said they weren't serious, and it's time I used Preparation H.
New Preparation H cream helps shrink swelling of inflamed hemorrhoidal tissues and often relieves pain, itching, and burning for hours. New Preparation H cream.
Every second of an asthma attack can feel like an eternity. That's why there's Primatene Mist. Primatene opens clogged breathing tubes in as fast as 15 seconds. Primatene Mist, the fastest type relief known.
Channel 7 Sports, brought to you in part by Snapper. Anything less just won't cut it. And by Sound Advice, the best combination of product, price, service, guaranteed.
Now, Channel 7 Sports with Jim Barry.
South Florida get ready for a seventh inning stretch. Lots of them. Big League Baseball seems headed here for sure. Miami is being recommended for a big league expansion team. The official word came today from National League President Bill White when he called prospective team owner Wayne Huizenga.
We received word from Bill White this afternoon that we are one of the two finalists. Got the approval of the National League Expansion Committee, and needless to say, we're very pleased and excited for everyone in South Florida, ourselves included.
Of course, the other choice, as expected, is Denver, so we could see plenty of fireworks at Joe Robbie Stadium beginning April of 1993.
Get up in there.
Was there really ever any doubt in Mr. Huizenga's mind?
Well, there was a lot of doubt when they changed the rules here last week Wednesday and decided to slide everything back, and so we're real enthused to get the word.
Now, what about
the casual-looking guy there is our Tony Zarella. Baseball owners must sign off on this. Their vote, which should be a rubber stamp, could come as early as this week. Once it's a done deal, Huizenga will reveal the team name, colors, and announce plans for a season ticket drive. So stay tuned. Well, based on what I've seen in the NBA Finals, Showtime is about to go into reruns. The hot new basketball series is The Air Jordan Show, starring Michael and the Chicago Bulls. Kareem sat on the LA Laker bench and watched last night. He should have suited up. He might have at least gotten in the way here as Michael went airborne. Jordan, his usual wicked self, watch him here fade away at the halftime buzzer, just like me. Yeah. And no, Jordan is not selfish. This time, he's the setup man for his other high-flying teammate, Mr. Scottie Pippen. The Bulls could end it Wednesday in L.A. But, Michael, what about wrapping it up before the hometown fans?
86-7. I want to go back. That's where I live. I mean, in terms of taking it serious back there, I mean, we got a great opportunity to finish it now. I know it's not going to be as easy as I just said it, but, we got an opportunity, and that's all you want.
Mike's shoulders look huge. I think he's just wearing a European suit. He'll be able to afford a lot of those if the Bulls win it all. So what will we have to look forward to with Big League Baseball apparently on the way? Initially, it's going to mean lots of Philadelphia Philly days. Let me explain. This baby bleacher bum knew the Reds would undress Philly because everybody does. Cincy's Paul O'Neill now tied for the National League lead in home runs with 13 after smacking this 3-run dinger. His team led 4-0. And Eric Davis says, my team and my shades are #1. Meantime, Jose Rijo looked like his old World Series MVP self. Watch the pitch here right at the knees. You're out of there. He went the distance. The Reds KO the Phils. One other National League afternoon final. The Cards nipped the Giants by the score of 3-2. Finally, we leave you with words of wisdom from Shaggy Agassi. That's tennis star Andre Agassi, who even in defeat at the French Open final managed to crack a pretty good joke.
Andre, we'll see you at Wimbledon. Not in this color. Do you have something in white planned for us?
Yeah, Wimbledon's going to allow me to wear it, bud.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Well?
I'm kidding.
Bud Collins, rarely speechless, but he was that time. I guess he wears outfits that my wife wears to aerobics.
Is Heisinger being too cautious about baseball? Are we really in for it?
Oh, I think it's a done deal. I think they, quiet as kept, have got a lot of the wheels in motion. They're probably already talking to people, general manager candidates perhaps, because the earlier they get going on this, the better.
We're in business.
I think so.
Thanks, Jim.
Mm-hmm.
Coming up next, this is one guy you will not find spending his retirement in a rocking chair. We'll be right back.
In my considered opinion, it's okay to enjoy mowing one's lawn. Oh, for heaven's sake. In fact, my snapper significantly enhances my sense of well-being. Of course, my snapper dealer was kind enough to offer a 14-day money-back test drive. The good man really stands behind his machines. So if you're looking for emotional satisfaction, my advice to you is seek professional help. That's right. See your snapper dealer.
What's behind the exciting Sound Advice Sound and Vision sale? The best selection of the best audio, video, and mobile electronics, all at the best prices. For example, save on the full line of Sony Sports Walkmans and portables from $49.95. Great buys on 19-inch Toshiba color TVs, only $249.95. Panasonic compact lightweight camcorders, only $699.95. Plus, get a free amp with selected car AM/FM CD players. Come to the exciting Sound Advice Sound and Vision sale today for the best combination of price, product, and service guaranteed.
Hope you'll join us tonight for 7:30. We'll take a look at what New Yorkers are watching on cable access, and it's no PTA meeting. This stuff is usually found at adult theaters. A string of deadly accidents hit where people go to have fun. And in the latest edition of Nelson's News, Gary shows us the price he pays just to be funny.
You probably remember the bungee jumpers on Miami Beach a couple of months ago. Well, that crane they were leaping from was nothing compared to this. The tallest bungee jumping tower in the world opened over the weekend in Chattanooga, Tennessee. It is 176 feet high. And the first brave soul to try it was Redbone Eddington, a 63-year-old daredevil. Redbone says bungee jumping is more fun if you're scared. And he admits he was a little frightened when he took the plunge.
So it was only a little fun if he was just a little frightened, right?
I think that'd be a lot of fun.
That's Channel 7 News at 6:30. Hope to see you in 30 minutes for 7:30. Until then, I'm Joan Lovett.
And I'm Charles Molliver. Good night.
Good night.